Hi, back again. Okay, in this video I touched on it, I mentioned it in the last video, but I didn't elaborate on one of the emotional healing techniques, the emotional freedom technique. I didn't explain it in depth, so I wanted to do that with this video. And with the emotional freedom technique, basically, like I said, you can find it on YouTube, on the internet. There's so many people that will give instruction on it. We create our own scripts regarding it. So, and if you needed help, we could create a script for you, whatever the issue is. But anyway, let me just go through some of the foundational issues. It's emotional freedom technique. And basically what the premise of it is when we are in our emotions, any emotion, right? Our emotions, and it relates to the chakras in the body where we have all our chakras. But emotions that we feel within our body in certain places, right? Some people hold it in their stomach and some in their back or wherever, right? We hold emotions in our body. We're meant to feel them and release them. But if we've had serious trauma or repetitive issues, or we're stuck on experiences or whatever, and we've had emotional highly intense emotional experiences, they can get stuck in the body, right? So that, and we just feel it, or we get triggered and we feel the way we felt when something happened, right? And the emotion is stuck there, right? And a lot of times most people, I shouldn't say most people don't know that that's what's happening, right? That it's an emotion that's stuck within the body. And they also maybe not know that you can free yourself from a stuck emotion. So the premise of it goes back to like ancient Chinese customs, which is fascinating. But we have and this is a high level, I'm not an expert in this, but we have meridians that run in our body, right? We have all different meridians. Acupuncture relates to meridians, right? There's a certain spot on the bottom of your foot that relates to an organ in your body, right? So every place in your body, it's all interconnected, and each place refers to a different organ, and we can have emotions stuck anywhere in our body, right? In any organ, right? So that's the Chinese foundation of it, is all these meridians in the body, and they're energetic flows that go on within our body all the time. There's energy medicine, right? Freeing up stuck emotions in our organs in our body, and because we're electromagnetic beings, energy comes up through us and can go out through us and connects us to each other, right? So with the emotional freedom technique, you can tap pretty much anywhere on your body, but the foundational emotional freedom technique is, certain tapping points on your body that will release pent up emotions in the body, right? These are some of the common tapping points. So I hit the top of my eyebrows, near the third eye right there, then right underneath my eyes, underneath my nose, my chin, underneath my mouth, on my clavicle, I guess this is, or the chest, upper chest area where the bones are, on the hands, karate chop points on the hands, and then on the top of the head. Now just tapping like that is effective, right? Because that will release emotions that are stuck. These are like the main meridians that they use for the emotional freedom technique that I've seen. But what happens is you also are going to speak to whatever is stuck. Okay, I got to start all over again. I'm back. Okay, this video is on the emotional freedom technique, which is very key in any healing journey, my opinion. I mentioned it in a prior video as far as forgiveness and healing, and having emotional experiences and emotional, I don't want to say trauma. I don't like using the word trauma, but it could be an emotional trauma. But where emotions get stuck in our body. So with the emotional freedom technique is I'll give you a little background. In ancient Chinese medicine, there's all meridians in the body, right? We're electromagnetic beings. We have energy running up through our bodies, through our hands. And there's all meridians that flow all over our bodies, right? Like if you look at acupressure charts, they'll show, a certain organ is underneath your right foot, and you can have them massage that if there's an issue with an organ, right? So that's the underlying premise, that we have energy flowing through us and around us and connects all of us, right? That'll be another video, but I'm just giving you that foundation because it relates to the emotional freedom technique. And what the emotional freedom technique is, we tap on certain meridians in our body. I'm giving you the common ones. So we tap here, we tap under the eyes, under the nose, under the chin, the lips, up here on I think that's the clavicle, right? Then we tap here, and then we tap on the top of the head. So those are pretty much the common ones. You can pretty much tap anywhere on the body, but that's kind of the flow that most emotional freedom techniques, that's like the foundation, if you will. But then in addition to that tapping, we're going to speak to whatever we are challenged with. Okay, so let's say, all right, I'll use an example that I have. I've mentioned it in a prior video, like diabetes. I have diabetes. I'm working through it. I've gone through so many things, and this is my one last, that gets me every time, and being upset and angered by it, right? So I can use that as an example. And what would happen is I would say, even though diabetes upsets me, and I tap here, even though diabetes really makes me angry, even though diabetes just messes with my life, even though diabetes keeps me from sleeping through the night many nights and it upsets me, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's frustrating having diabetes, even though it's trying to control something that I can't control, even though people judge me because I don't have it under control, even though it's in my family lineage for generations and generations, and everyone's had it, and it's so upsetting, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though I struggle with frustration with diabetes, even though I have to watch everything that I eat with diabetes, even though things that shouldn't cause a problem with my sugar cause a problem with my sugar, and it's very upsetting, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though diabetes doesn't, let me start that one over. See, it's too close to home, I guess. Even though diabetes is so challenging on a daily basis and is really upsetting to me, I know it doesn't mean anything about me as a person. It just means it's connected to my lineage, and I totally and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so that was kind of a very rough draft of it, but you can apply it to anything, and you got it where it's just, even though whatever the issue is, and you can talk about, how you feel about it and whatever, comes up for you. So even though I have this condition, even though it makes me feel this, this, and this, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Like you could do it for a relationship, even though I have a difficult relationship with whoever, and it really upsets me and causes me, I totally and completely love and accept. So that's basically it. It's you, and it doesn't have to be exactly that. It's not like a perfection situation. It's just going through the process, tapping the meridian, and you don't even have to tap hard. Some people barely tap. I kind of like to tap it out, you know. But either way, you can do it. It all works. But what it does is they've done studies on this, and they've done it with tribes and countries that have had like major issues, you know, societal, cultural type issues with different, you know, really traumatic things. And it basically releases any pent-up emotions that stay within the body. We know that. We know that emotions get stuck in the body. We know that emotions can get stuck in organs in our body, right? We know that we can hold on to an emotional experience and it'll keep coming up for us and coming up for us if we're triggered by anything, right? And no one's wrong in this situation. It's just the way we are, right? But the key to this is saying there is an opportunity here to give yourself some relief from whatever it is, right? So, and we can free our bodies of this emotional, it's basically like emotional clutter that's in our bodies for whatever reason. And we can forgive ourselves. I forgive myself for thinking that I did something wrong because I have diabetes, right? And I totally and completely love and accept myself. So it applies. You can create a script if you want. Some people want, you know, specific things to say or do. They want a script. As well as you can just do it in the moment. And the good part about this process is you can do it anywhere, right? Say you're, as an example, say you're at work in a setting that's upsetting to you and the people around you are upsetting or whatever. You can say, oh, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. You can go in the bathroom. You could sit in a stall in the bathroom and go through and do, and you will feel a difference because it's releasing. These are the meridians within your body. It will release pent-up emotions. Now, does it do it immediately? Some it does. Do you need to do it over time? Some you do. Like you'll get to a point where if you're not if you do it continually about something that's upsetting you and you have an emotional response, if you do it continually over time, eventually you'll notice that you're not as responsive or triggered to whatever the situation or condition was, right? You're not as responsive to it. So then you know that you've moved down the spectrum on your healing journey, right? If it gets to a point where you don't think about it anymore, and if you do, it doesn't evoke an emotional response in you at all, people can bring it up to you and it does, then you know you've pretty much healed it, right? But you've helped yourself heal from it because of the tapping and releasing, right? And what a gift is that? What a gift is that? And it works for weight loss, right? It works for so many things. But the essence of the point of it is we're saying that even though these conditions exist, I love and accept myself. Even though this happened to me, I love and accept myself. Even though this, I love myself unconditionally. As the universe and spirit and higher power loves us unconditionally, right? We're divine. We're loved just because we exist. We don't have to do a single solitary thing. How does that feel? Feels good, doesn't it? To know that you're loved no matter what. You couldn't do a single thing wrong to make you not be loved and lovable, right? Beautiful. And it works. So that's something that I share with you. You might have heard it before from other healers or teachers or coaches or whoever you come in contact with or you follow, whatever. It's a very powerful technique, and it works. That's why you hear about it. And you can go, on YouTube, and you can key in EFT, you can key in tapping, you can key in emotional freedom technique, and you'll have tons of people show up and they'll give you scripts and they'll walk you through it. And I just gave you the general gist of it. I've done it for myself on my healing journey, and it really helped me, so I'm passing it on to you. And I hope you found that helpful, and I will see you on our next video. Okay, I wish you love, peace, and healing on your journey. Okay, bye.